Hey guys, this is Shokko. I noticed lately that a lot of players still have some difficulties with RogueLands, so I decided I would do a beginner's guide so everyone can enjoy the game. So the first thing you want to do is obviously create your character. So I go and create a new character. Here you can enter your name, so Shokko. The two things here are actually your main stats, so each time you level up, you'll have a better chance of getting those stats and, instead of other stats. I will explain the stat a bit later, so for now just take vitality and strength. That's the best thing for the beginning. The race, if this is the first time you run the game, you'll have to play as a wanderer. The other class races need to be unlocked, so just take wanderer. The variant is only your heir, so it doesn't change anything. The allegiance are not really important on the moment, so I leave that like it is. Like the same thing for the uniform, the augments and the origin, they don't really influence for the moment, so I just leave this as it is. And now you create your character, single player, and then you appear in the game. If you press escape, you can see all of the controls of the game. So tab to open your inventory, WASD to move, Q and E to dash, which is really important, space bar to jump, right click for combat mode, and 1 to 6 to use your items. So if you press tab, you can see your inventory. Here you can see your stats. So vitality is for hit points, so you can get more hit before you die. Strength is the sword and lances power, so that's why I took strength, because the wanderer start with an aether blade, which is a melee weapon, so you get stronger faster. And vitality is obviously to be harder to get killed, so that's why vitality and strength are important for the beginning. Dexterity is the power with guns and cannons. Tech is for the power with certain combat chips. Combat chips are like skills in other games, so like skills that for special abilities. Magic is bonus mana and power with gauntlets, which is for magician. Fate is bonus with mana and power with staff, so also for magician, so that's why they have vitality and strength. On your first slot here you can see Rocket 22, that's your drone, which will allow you to collect resources later on. So if you press 1, you will go and collect your resources when you go in the world. All of those I'll explain this later. The first thing you want to do is go to the left, and here you can speak to the different NPCs. They'll tell you a bit more about the game and things like that. Also, if it's the first time you talk to this lady, she should give you a health pack 1, which restores 2 HP when you use it, which is always useful in the beginning. So now I'll just go in the hostile zone, which is the first one, the Desolate Canyon, where it's the first place you go when you start the game. There's actually 4 different enemies in this biome, so I'll try to show you every one of them. I also suggest that you really get your hands on the control before going, so you don't die badly in combat. I just reduce the sound of the music because it's really loud. Okay, so yeah, try to get used to the jump and the fighting system before you go in the biome. If you go in combat state, there's also this thing which is swiftness. If you use it, you run faster. I don't suggest you use this in the beginning, since it may just cause you trouble. So when you're ready, you just start your adventure. So here you can see already 2 different types of enemies. The wasp here always only chase you go towards you, so it's fairly easy to evitate. So yeah, just figure out how the enemy moves and try to take them one at a time. Also, don't attack for nothing. Like, only attack if you're sure to hit your enemies, so you don't get in a sad position. These yellow bugs, they jump like that. They do weird little jumps. I'll try to. If you can separate your enemies, it's always better, because you can fight one at a time. Now I just killed both of them. Another dangerous things are those rocks, which deal 1 damage if you get in contact with them. But if you look closely, they always goes in circle. So like the rock passed here, so I know that like in 20 seconds, maybe in 1 minute, she will pass back here. So I know that if I stand here, that's not the safe spot, so we better move out because the rock will come back. There's also this creature, which is the third one in the Desolate Canyon. They are passive creature. I suggest you try to kill all of them because they give XP credits and creature eyeball, which is loot. There's 4 types of loot: monster parts, or like that. You click 1 to activate your drone to get your loot. Plant, and another one which is bug, which I obviously see later on. Does have no use at the moment, but try to collect all of them because they're used for crafting after you get out of here. Those things are like objective. If you press W on them, they give credits and XP and other things. Always be careful when you fall in pits, because there's often hazards and you risk to fall in them. And try to collect every single resources if you can, because they're really useful later on in the game. Another hazard are those green cocoon. Try to avoid them, because if you touch them, they spawn a big creature. I'll do it this time to show you what they look like, but on your first run I really suggest that you try to avoid them, because they're quite hard to kill and they do quite a bit of damage. So I just get rid of it right now. Also, if you touch multiple cocoons, you spawn a big boss, which is really not a good thing on your first run, since all you want to do is collect as much resources as you can for your second run to be easier. That's what I said. The 4th type of loot is the bug one. So now I get the 4. There's tasty herb. There's a ore, bug, monster part, and plant, and they're all tier 1. There's also tier 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. There's also the scrap metal. That's not really useful for the beginning. You get those from objective like that, and chest and other things like that. They're used for ship customization, so don't worry about this in the beginning. And really try to get every single piece of loot, and try to kill enemies one by one as much as you can. I try to. You see, you do real jumps, and it's not really predictable, so be really careful. Also, at the beginning, you'll have to play with the Wanderer sword. It's a sword, but as you can see, there's a bit of range with it. So really use this range, because you don't want to get close with the enemies. And yeah, if you play really carefully, you can get through this fairly easily. and I never say this enough, but really get every single piece of loot, even if it's long with only one droid. You can get like three droids later on, but at the beginning it's a bit slow. So since I have a lot of HP, I just try to get a bit more resources so I can show you some crafting. There you are. Just enough. For the moment, in the current build, you just need to go always to the right, and in the top right corner you should find the exit. It's like 99% of the time it's there, and then you arrive at this place where there's other portals, and you just go in the canyon since it's the easiest one, and you get teleported here. The first thing you want to do is go to this chest, press W, and that's your storage. Even if you die or you go on another character, you have access to this box even in your ship, so you want to store all of your things. It's really important. I not do it right now because I'll go back on my ship instead of continuing, but if you would continue, really store all of your things. It's really important. There's a little shop area. So right now I have 122 credits, which are used to buy things. Like right now here there's a health pack, but be sure to check every single shop and to see what you can buy and what you can't buy. Also kill those monsters because they give resources and the XP, which is useful because when you level up you gain 1 HP and stats. Like right now I have 150 credits, so I'll buy the 2 potions that are available. If you see things like this, those are chips. Some are passive and some are active. The cheapest one costs around 200 credits, but if you have the credits for it, I suggest you buy it because most of them are really useful, especially if they are belong to the stat your character use. Since like this one is vitality, and since vitality is quite an important stat, I will buy it, but I don't have the money, so I'll just leave it there. But like if it was an intelligence one would give magic, at the moment I would skip it because I don't need magic at all. So yeah, if you go to the left you can go in the grey portal, which puts you back to your ship, or you can continue your adventure, but if it's your first run you better to come back here, so get geared up a little bit more and continue. So that's the alchemy station. So here you can craft potions, like health potions like I just bought. If you click on this button you can see the recipe that you unlocked. Like now I have unlocked those recipes, so I know that a grass herb, an eye and a butterfly give XP and give health potions, or the health packs. So I'll put 1 herb, 1 butterfly, and one eye, like that. So since I unlocked the recipe, I know what it gives. If you wouldn't have unlocked it, you would see like a black square, so you know if you do this you'll unlock a new recipe. So now I just crafted. I have 3 health pack. So after my first run I now have 6 health pack, which in total give back 12 HP, which is nearly all the HP I can have, so it's quite good. I could do more, but I show you something else. That's the combat chip station. So if you buy chips like the one I saw, they'll go here. If your slot here is full, like I could put this one here since I don't use it. That's the Emblem Forge. The way crafting works is if you have like 10 flutterfly, which is a loot bug type tier 1, I can click this button and make a flutterfly emblem. So I'll just do flutterfly of everything, flutterfly emblem of everything, excuse me. And then you can go to the forge here, and it's the same thing as alchemy. So example, if I put flutterfly, at the beginning you don't know the recipe, so or you check them on the internet, or you go try by try. Like that gives this armor, but I show you good things to start, or like this shield. So iron, ore, herb and bug. This helm, so ore, bug and herb, and this armor, so herb and bug and iron, ore, sorry. So I just do one of those, something like that. So this do the shield, just make a shield, and this give 1 HP, 1 strength and 1 dexterity. The dexterity I don't really use it, but it doesn't really matter. I still got 1 HP and 1 strength, which is good. So now I have 6 strength. So yeah, that's pretty much all the basics that there's to the game. And after you just drink your potions and get back full health, and now I'm geared up, I'm full HP, I have still 4 potions left, so I can do a lot of run in the electric canyon. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.